The Israeli war intensifies 1 week after Hamas attacks, leaving more than 1,300 dead. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 10. I'm Kinley Hargett. Thousands of miles away here in Nashville, protesters from both sides gathered in what became a heated exchange this evening. News 2's Nikki McGee has more from those crowds making their presence known downtown.
What started out as just a couple dozen protesters quickly grew into hundreds, taking Nashville streets by storm. The Palestinians tell me today they wanted to give their side of the war, explaining that this arose out of decades worth of conflict. However, Israelis also showed up, saying they currently have family members living in fear. As explosions of terror ring out in the Middle East, protesters from both sides of the aisle came face to face Saturday in downtown Nashville.
This is supposed to be a retaliation against propaganda and against media trying to play this narrative that all of this started October 10th and trying to ignore all the context related to the 75+ years of not only occupation but ethnic cleansing and genocide.
Israelis were at no loss for rebuttals outside the federal building, several with relatives who have witnessed violence firsthand over the past week.
On the 7th of this month, Israel was attacked by a bunch of monsters. They butchered kids, babies, mothers. My mother and my father have been in shelters since the 7th of this month. They cannot leave their houses because we still have terrorists that are outside and trying to hunt Israelis.
Palestinian protest organizers had this to say about Hamas, which they emphasized was a military group independent from their government.
Palestine does not have much power generally, and if they had to turn to someone, even if they don't have to agree with everything that they say, Hamas may be doing these things, but they're helping a resistance, and they're the only military group with the manpower to do so.
Tensions grew throughout downtown, and police continued to pivot as protests made their way through the streets, ending in Legislative Plaza. As Israel's army prepares to take further action in Gaza, there's no doubt there's no easy or quick resolve to this deep-seated conflict.
The same way y'all are condemning Hamas for his actions, Israel should be condemned for their 75+ years of actions.
We're trying to free Gaza from Hamas. Once Hamas is going to be out of Gaza, the Arabs that live over there are going to have democracy and freedom.